Hey friends, Sean here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another designer team series for Anthony's Papercraft. I am in need of some thank you cards pretty quickly, and I need to get them out ASAP. And I got thinking, since I need to make bulk, I was like, well, this is such a great idea for a Christmas gift. So what I wanted to do is just feature some stamps from Anthony's Papercraft that are just very, they're not very big, kind of simple, but incorporate some of his designer series paper into this as well, because I thought he has the perfect stuff to make a set of cards very quickly for a gift set. Because we're going into holiday, I thought perfect idea is you may have somebody like, I don't know what to get, I don't need to get them a whole big something gift, but I need to get them a little something. Make them a gift card pack. Make them a 5-pack, 10-pack, 20-pack, whatever you want to do. But you can knock these out in no time. Keep the concept simple. Keep the construction of them simple, that you can do in bulk and that you'd want to do in phases, right? So you would do your card bases, you would do your designer series paper, we do our ink blending and our assembly. So keep them simple. And that's what I wanted to do with this card today. He's got the perfect stuff to do it. So let's head down. I want to show you what I'm thinking, show you what I'm going to do for my gift set. But these I'm going to use for, I got to make about 5 to 10 of these. And so I'm going to make these for thank you cards that I actually need to mail out. Probably going to make myself an extra set because I do have somebody that this would be perfect for holiday. Just a little something for being a friend and supportive. And I know she sends out a lot of cards and loves cards. So this is perfect for her. So let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to assemble one card for you today. I'll make my whole set on the side, but I've got my stuff set up and ready to go for my whole set. So here's what I'm thinking. Anthony's got some stamps. And I'm going to go to my face cam here really quick. I just want to remind everybody, Anthony's Papercraft is going out of business on January 1st. Super sad to see another crafting business close. However, I'm super excited for him. He's got a whole new adventure already up and running. He just showed me his logo today. He's super excited to do some classes, crafting classes and things. So he's got a great adventure ahead of him. However, he is closing shop. Everything has been marked off 20% off on his website. If you use my code, and I'll throw it up on the screen here for you, of SAPC10, you're going to get another additional 10% off. So these stamps that I'm going to show you today are going to be roughly about $8 a piece after the 20% and 10% discount. And they're great. They're just simple, easy to use, easy to color. You'll see what I'm talking about. So he's also got a ton of designer series paper available, and that's still left. But remember, once this stuff is gone, it's gone. There's no restocking to get in on the deal if you wanted something. So head on over to his website. All the links for everything I'm going to use will be down below in the comment section for you. But I just wanted to throw that in there before I get started. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Here are the stamp set. I've marked out what he's got left on his website. So this one here is the daylilies. I'm not going to use this, but these are the same similar stamps that I'm going to be using today. He's got 3 of those left. We've got 8 of the daffodils left. 2 of one of my favorites. These I've used so much, the petunias. I love the petunias. And then we've got 12 of the gladiolas. So I'm going to use the gladiolas today because I know they can be super colorful and I just need a little some bright cards. So I'm going to use these. Plenty of stock. 12 of these little puppies on his website still left as of filming. So I'm going to use this stamp. We're going to do a fun fold card. I'm going to use his designer series paper. And this is the zinnia paper. This is black and white. Cool thing about this, I can make it black and white. I can color this. I can Gamsol this. I can ink blend this. We're just going to use some distress spray stains today, and we're going to distress this out, cut this to size, and use it for what I want for my these. Basically, I think these are half gatefold cards. Here's some of his designer series paper. This is the zinnias. Here are the pansies in blue and purple. Let me get just a little closer so you can kind of see details on these. I have some of the yellow, are these the daisies, I believe? Yes, yellow daisy paper, green daisy paper, and the red zinnia paper. Let me tell you, these are, and orange zinnias, this is kind of hefty cardstock, so these are great paper. I save these for special cards because it is so thick and nice quality paper. but we're going to color this black and white one today. I haven't colored one of these. I have tested it just to make sure it would work. But remember, this is not watercolor paper, so this is going to curl just a little bit on me as I get this wet, but that's okay. We're going to dry it, we're going to cut it, and cut it down to size. So plenty of this paper left on his website to use. And I'm going to have to go probably buy some of the poinsettia one, to be honest, and stock up on that because it is super cool paper, and I love it. It's just that it's so thick. The quality of this, you guys, is just amazing. All right. I'm going to start because I need this to dry as I do some other stuff. We're going to distress stain this piece of paper before I cut it to size. So let me get my splatter box. And I've Googled gladiolus colors, so I'm going to use something similar to what their colors, but you don't have to. You can do this black and white if you wanted. These cards would work great for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down my distress spray. This is picked raspberry. Then I've got some oxide broken china and oxide abandoned coral that I want to use. But I'm going to use picked raspberry spray stain because I want this nice and kind of bright. And then I'm going to settle this down just a little bit with some oxide spray. I'm going to get this wet. I'm going to get this pretty good and wet, but remember it's not watercolor paper, so this is going to get kind of weak on me. It might start curling on me, but this will dry back really nice, okay? And you can see as soon as you get that wet, it instantly will start to curl. Try not to touch this so it doesn't pill on you too much, all right? I'm just going to get this good and wet and let it sit there. I'm not going to pick this up and manipulate this, okay? But I'm getting a good pool of water on top of here. I want this to bloom and spread on me. All right, I'm just going to start spraying this out. This is why I got this good and wet. You can see that instantly start to bloom and spray on me. This oxide's going to sit there a little heavier, but this will set back and you'll still be able to see that design. You can see it starting to spread out and disperse over that ink of the design. It will dry back, okay? All right. I want a little raspberry over the top of that. I love this where it's sitting. I'm going to dry this back. Might add a tweak more. Let's just see. I might actually add a tweak of yellow, but I'm not totally sure. I got a ton of water on here. I'm going to just start this drying, and then I'm going to just probably let this sit and dry as I do my smushing on the other pieces that I want to do, because we're going to do a little ink smushing at the same time. I figured why not have fun with something like this, right? I'm doing some basically some ink spraying, but I wanted to do some ink smushing and just have fun with this set at the same time. So we're going to do a couple different techniques. And I'm just kind of blending in some designer paper from Anthony's Papercraft, some really cool stamps of his. Yeah, go to anthonyspapercraft.com. Please, please, please give this guy some love, and let's clear out his storefront for him and sell him out. He's got some great sets, you guys. They're just, the quality of them. I have found working with Anthony's Papercraft, this guy was like, do whatever you want with my stamps. I need a new vision. I need some new light. I need some stuff in this, you know. He's got quality stamps. The shading and the artistic value on these stamps make it easy for new beginners to start shading and doing different things. They're great. I'll be honest. You look at them, sometimes they may not look like there's potential. You know, maybe it's just too standard. It's like a teddy bear. What else can I do with a teddy bear? I have found these stamps work really well with mixed media kind of cards. I have done some great mixed media kind of stuff that have just blended out, looked so nice. I'm going to dab up some of that pool. Alright, I'm going to lightly pick this up because it's not watercolor paper, remember, so it's going to be a little thin feeling when it's wet. And just get this backside drying a little bit. But anyway, 20% off, everything should be marked. With my code, SAPC10, it's going to be in the comments as well, you'll get another 10% off. And this sale's just going to be ongoing. Use it as many times as you want until he's either sold out or closed up. So, alright. This set, I just needed something kind of quick. I was like, I've got to catch up on Christmas cards. I've got to catch up on some thank yous I got to get out. And then this came to mind, so I thought, well, we're going to do this, and we're going to film it and make it a video and just kind of show you something different with some of these things that he has. So I think that looks great. I flipped this over and it picked up some of that gold stuff underneath. That's okay, because I actually think I might, it just was like, oh, I'm going to splatter this. So we're going to ink splatter this just slightly. Alright, there you have that. I'm going to take this out and let this set aside to dry. And we're going to start on my other little pieces. So let me just show you, pardon me, we're going to do a 3/4 fold gatefold, I think this is called. So here are my measurements. This is a 8.5 by 11 cut in half the wide way, I call it. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. I have scored it at 1.5 and 5 3/4. These measurements are going to be down below. And then we've just burnished it so it folds nice here, and I've put my little branding stamp on the back side. Okay? Now, the one piece that I just colored, we're going to cut to size. It's going to be 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. So 1 to fit here, and then 1 to fit here at 2.5 by 5 1/4. Then I'm going to layer these two pieces like so with my stamp on it to go right here. These pieces, my piece that we're going to ink smush is 2 3/4 by 3.5. My black matte layer is 3 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Alright, let's just have some fun and let's get dirty before we start stamping and assembling and doing all the not fun stuff. I'm going to take these pieces. Okay, I'm making 4 cards of this set. Okay, we're going to do some ink smushing. I could use these, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take what I have here for colors and kind of matchy, but not totally. I want to use some purple, and I'm going to use some pink. Okay, so I'm going to use my sponge sugar and my wilted violet to do some ink smushing. We're going to start with my sponge sugar because I know that's my lightest, and lay that down. Okay, and I'm just going to start ink smushing my pink on here. On all 4 of these at the same time. I want this to be easy. I want this to be quick. I don't want this to be too difficult and make me think too hard. And honestly, like, if you haven't ink smushed yet, you gotta do it. It's just one of those things, like, if you just don't have the brain power to think and you just need to do something to chill out, and I feel like crafting because it makes me happy, just start doing some background. Make stuff like this. Make a size. Find a size. I just Googled, seriously, fun fold card. Found this one that I wanted to do. Got the measurements off the internet. Cut everything to size, and here we are. So I could just already kind of in my mind go, I want to make this card. I'm going to cut everything up and prep it, but I'm not in the mood to do everything, so maybe just do all the ink smushing and get everything prepped and ready. And then, you know, that was your crafting session for the evening in the craft room. Because this is just a no-brainer, and I get to have fun and feel creative and do my thing in the craft room. All right, wilted violet. Now I'm just going to do the same thing. I haven't dried in between because this is drying relatively quick, and it is not watercolor paper, so it's soaking up pretty good. I didn't use watercolor paper just because it's not that big of a piece. I'm not layering a ton of water on it, so I just felt like I didn't need to add any water to it. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of yellow because that pink is so, pardon me, so muted. Let me see if I have a different pink here by chance. I don't think I do. I'm limited. That's the same color, sponge sugar. So I'm going to add just a little yellow. I'm going to take my fossilized amber, and we're just going to add just a little bit of yellow to this. Could do green. I'm just trying to get the colors of the flower because this is what I'm going to stamp my flowers on. So let's just get a little bit of yellow on these, just to get a third trifecta of color on it. Have fun with this. Like, don't even think about colors, I guess. Just throw something. Here's my favorite colors. These are my favorite colors. I want to make something with this and start doing some backgrounds, right? All right. Now, I could go splatter this. I could add some distress spray stains to this, but I'm going to leave it just as is. let's just get some dry time going on these so I can stamp these out. Now I'm not going to cut these anymore. These are already cut to size, right? These were the 2 3/4 by 3.5 Nina index 110-pound index cardstock, not watercolor. You could use watercolor, absolutely. If you're just like, I prefer, if I'm going to wet stuff, I'm going to use watercolor, don't care, hands down, that's just how I roll, then you roll with that. I just knew this was not going to be that big of a watercolor project, so I didn't use, and this was not watercolor either, so I'm just going with it, and I'm just going to dry them back and get what I get. These are printed though, that's not going to bleed. The zinnias on these did not bleed. On the pre-printed portion of it is what I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little behind on. I think I've got all my Christmas cards like stamped, colored, ready to go. I just need to assemble and make sentiments on them. But I have this other stuff in between that's pressing to get done and get out, and I'm a little stressed because now I'm going on vacation here in a week and I don't come back till like after the 1st of December, and my card should probably be out by then because I'm having mail issues here out of where I'm at in Georgia on the mail actually getting out and getting to somebody's house within the 30 days and not being damaged. So I don't know what the deal is. I may have to switch post offices or something because it seems like it's taking forever and it's getting to people damaged. And it's my cards, like these beautiful cards, and the envelopes are showing up ripped and opened and torn in half. And alright, just getting these as good and dry as I can because this is what I'm going to stamp my sentiment and stamp my gladiolas on. So I think these are dry enough that I'm not going to get any bleeding from them when I stamp them. Okay, let's get out my Misty. And I'm going to actually use VersaFine would probably be the... I'm going to use probably Archival, I think, on this. So here's what I want to do is I'm going to use a thank you sentiment from a different set of stamps, not from Anthony's Papercraft, but I'm going to use his Gladiola stamp set. Okay, I'm going to throw this up in the corner. Alright, and let me grab his Gladiola. So the Gladiola stamp, awesome, great space to color these, watercolor these, colored pencil, you name it. Alright, I'm going to throw this up like so, and I'm going to use my thanks. It's just going to be a simple thanks. So I'm going to use thanks, and then I'm going to just set this around it so that I have room. I'm going to angle this because of the way this goes. I want this to hug my thanks sentiment. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that actually. Okay, so whoop, whoop, whoop. I want to go up just a little bit and away from this edge, like so. I like where that sits. Pick it up. Alright, let me just move stuff over a little bit. And just going simple black. Now, I could stamp this in a purple or a yellow or something to match. Artistic value. Whatever your artistic value is, I'm using black because I want it to pop. I don't want it too blendy, too washy. But if you're going softer, stamp this in a color to match everything, right? If I was using, say, the red zinnia paper, I could stamp this in red or emboss it in red to match that paper. That would work perfect. Okay. All right, nice, good, solid stamp. I'm going to do the thanks. Looks great. I'm going to do my gladiolas one more time, just to get a nice, good, bright black, intense black on that. I went off the edge, so I got a good off-page kind of stamping effect. That looks fantastic. Simple, right? I'm not coloring. I've already colored with my ink blending. I'm not putting a whole bunch of time and effort into this. Let me just give this a little dry because I'm going to assemble this. And I feel like this matches pretty good. Not too bad, right? So we're going to do that. All right, let's just assemble that. I'm kind of doing this in a little weird order, but I'm just going what works efficiently here to knock out one card. All right, let's just put this on top, center this on my matte layer, like so. Put my little weight on there to get that good and solid. This is still damp, so I'm just going to dry this up just a tiny bit. I'm going to dry this just so you don't have to sit and watch me dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Here's what I've done. I've dried up my Anthony's Papercraft Designer Series paper, and then I ink splattered it with some gold watercolor just to give it a little texture on there. Dried that back. Now what I've done, and I'm going to change up my dimensions just slightly. The dimensions I told you for the DSP, I actually made into my matte layer because I was putting this on white. I thought I wanted a background instead. So my black layers for the DSP is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. Then I've cut these down to 1 inch by 5 inch, 2 1/4 by 5 inch. This is all down below in the dimensions in my description underneath here in the comment section. All right, then I've taken this and I have just stamped or off stamped that gladiola stamp in a nice light lilac kind of color just to give it a little something something on the inside of the card. We're done. Let's assemble. So I had glued this down, was flattening it out. I'm going to do that with the same as these. So we're going to glue these down and then flatten them down with my weight because this paper was not watercolor paper. It did curl and buckle just a little bit on me, but it dries nice and flat with a nice heavy weight on it. So we're going to get these assembled and dried. Again, now these are one type of card you could do in sections, right? Pre-cut everything. So pre-cut your matte layers. Then I would go through and I would ink smush, spray, watercolor, whatever I'm going to do to this, dry it, cut them to size, so, and then pair them up so they're ready to go. Pre-cut these to size, ink smush, stamp. So just do this. Criminy, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm chatting too much. Do it in sections so that this is much, much easier to knock these out in some bulk cards, right? So it would almost be like assembly style because now I could knock the rest of these out here probably in the next 5-10 minutes to get the rest of my cards done that I needed for these, since I've got everything pre-cut here to the side for the rest of my set that I'm going to mail out and use actually. Alright, that should be good and dry and flat. Lay that down nice and dry and flat. Now, this one here, it's going to go on this side. That looks fantastic against white cardstock, by the way. Alright, let's glue that little piece down. And then we'll center that, flatten it out with my weight. Just like so, good and centered. Okay. We'll just throw another weight on that little section. And then we'll take this one, put it on the other side. Color coordinate these if you wanted to. Now after they're made, I could coordinate envelopes with the gladiola stamp. Belly band them, put a nice little ribbon around them to make a gift out of them. So great holiday gift. I know we're all in like this furious mode now to get our holiday cards done, but don't forget we have a great skill with these card making, right? People love these as gifts. They absolutely love them. I've given gift packs out and they just can't believe I'm actually giving them one of my sets for free kind of feedback is what I get, which I just think is so cool when I get that feedback. Now all I need to do is just lay this right here. Which side do I want this to open up on? Do I want to go this way? Do I want to go this way? I like to stick to the kind of the wider side, so I'm just going to glue this down, kind of center this, So I have a good space on this side and this side, right? So I know approximately how much I'm going to glue down. So about almost to that T right through here, and glue this whole side down. Okay, lay this down, put this about where I want this to be on my card. Make sure I'm straight and this way. And let that dry for just a quick second. Check this out. Okay, let me just zoom in here. You got yourself a great, colorful, watercolored, textured, kind of soft muted. This is just however, do you want to, however you do this, ink blend it, watercolor it. Great card for a simple card to assemble. Open that up. I got my little repeating stamp set. Carry that little design onto the inside with some color, and there you have a nice, cute little card. So, hopefully, this gave you a great idea with some of the stamps. Now, look at these stamps, right? I'm going to go back down here really quick. I want the petunias would work great for this. The daffodils would work fantastic for this. The daylilies would work fantastic for this. These are the perfect size to do that with. There's still some left on his website. Head on over to the website and check it out and get yourself a great deal. There's going to be about $8.50 or so after discount. I think when I figured it out it was like $8.90 or $8.80 or something to that effect. So thank you so much, everyone, for hanging with me. Thank you so much for following this Anthony's Papercraft Design Series. I hope this gives you a great idea to make yourself a set of cards. Make a set of these to give for a gift for a friend that loves to give stuff away at the holidays. And they will just thank you so much for giving them a handmade gift that you've given them. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Give me the thumbs up. Give me any comment. I love them. If you like what I'm doing, advice, hey, simple techniques that I could try, would love any feedback that you have. I do try to reply back to every single comment. If you're going to give me the time, I'm going to give you the time. So thanks for hanging with me. Until next time, I'll see you then.